Dante's Divina Commedia is widely considered one of the most significant pieces of literature ever written, helping to solidify the Tuscan language as the dominant, prestigious language of Italy. Notably though, in the over 14,000 lines of the poem, there are 9 lines not in Tuscan Italian. What language are they in? You might think what? French, German, Spanish. In fact, they're in a language I think you might not have heard of. It's called Occitan and was formerly the dominant language of southern France. It's still spoken today, however numbers have massively declined over the past 300 years, particularly in the last century. Why is this so? Well, Occitan and other regional languages were formerly spoken by large amounts of people throughout France. As part of a process of consolidation of power beginning in the 16th century, the language of the capital, Paris, was positioned as the language of prestige. In the French Revolution, French became a symbol of the new republic, and regional languages were associated with the reactionary church and anti-republican elements. By the 18th century, policies were implemented designed to educate people in French and stop them using their regional languages, which led to a significant decline in the number of people speaking them. My own family's complicated history with language made me really interested in this topic. Through my grandma, who comes from an Italian-speaking region of what's now Croatia, I've seen firsthand just how much languages can influence one's identity. When languages disappear, a whole myriad of culture, history, and heritage is lost. So what's the relevance of this now? Well, regional languages, of which there are at least 9 in France, depending on how you count them, still exist today. Thanks to efforts from regional language speakers, there has been a gradual shift in the standing of regional languages. Once definitively marginalised, they are now taught in some schools and formally recognised as part of France's cultural heritage. Governments are implementing policy to try and safeguard them. Nevertheless, they are all still considered endangered and have problematically low levels of intergenerational transmission. There's an enduring perception by some that regional languages are a threat to the republican indivisibility of France. And among all these factors, the voices of regional language communities are lost. What do they think of all this? Do they think of their languages as part of cultural heritage or as living, vibrant languages that could be used more in the future? Do they feel supported by the government in its efforts to safeguard the language, or do they want more to be done? So how do we get the perspectives of regional language speakers? I'm going to be conducting interviews with and distributing surveys to members of regional language communities in France. Both people who speak the language and those who don't but have some kind of other connection to it. Teachers, students, old people, young people, activists, writers. I want to uncover their perspectives on the present state of the languages, what futures they want, and how we should best get to those futures. Any government policy designed to safeguard a regional or minority language has to be grounded in the needs and wishes of the community to be effective. Through my research, I hope to understand just that and contribute to a more secure future for the regional languages of France.